Hey everyone, it's Untitled here. So in this video, I'm going to be making a tutorial on how to jitter click and aim in MC. I've made a jitter clicking video before, but I feel like that video is pretty outdated and that I could do a much better job explaining it, which is why I'm making this video. Two quick things before the video starts. The first thing is that I'm really close to 50k subs, so if you enjoyed the video, then I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Helps me get that much closer to 50k. The second thing is most of this video is going to just be me explaining with my camera how to jitter click, but at the end of the video, I'm going to have like a mini ranked Skywars mouse and keyboard sounds, and I actually got some really nutty clips, so if you want to skip to the end of the video and watch them, then I'll have timestamps in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to support me, then you can buy my Lunar Client cape. It's in the Lunar Client store. I will leave it in the description, but with all that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so I'm going to divide this explanation into two different parts. So the first part is what jitter clicking is and how to do it, and then the second part is how to aim with it. So I'm going to have timestamps in the description if you want to skip. But let's start off with the basics. So right now I am jitter clicking, and I don't know how well you can hear that through my microphone, but I'm clicking very fast right now, definitely a lot faster than if I was just normal clicking my mouse. And basically what jitter clicking is I am tensing up my forearm, this part of the arm right here, this is my elbow, and this is my forearm. I'm tensing it up to the point where my entire arm starts vibrating all the way down to my fingertips. So I'm tensing up my forearm, making my whole arm vibrate, and making my finger vibrate onto my mouse click. Now it's really important to know that you're not physically moving any of your finger muscles, so you're not like physically tapping on your mouse click really fast or anything like that. You want your finger to actually stay in the exact same spot while you're jitter clicking, so don't move your finger at all, just tense up your forearm and make it so that your finger vibrates. So two tips of advice, you can actually practice jitter clicking pretty easily anywhere as long as there is a desk. Just tense up your forearm once again, start vibrating your finger, and then vibrate it onto your desk. Sort of just like that. That's a good way to practice. And then my second piece of advice, when I started jitter clicking, I do maybe like 10 or so push-ups before I actually started jitter clicking on my mouse, and you don't need to do like a full workout or anything like that. Basically, I did that just to warm up my forearm, and I felt like that sort of helps me. But yeah, to recap, you're tensing up your forearm, you're just flexing to the point where your whole arm starts vibrating down to your fingertips. You take that and then you vibrate on your mouse button, and that's what jitter clicking is. So most people are able to get to the point where they have the ability to jitter click, but they can't grip their mouse with it and they can't aim with it in MC. Now it obviously takes some practice, but there's one really important thing that you need to know when you're jitter clicking on your mouse, and that is when you hold your mouse, you must be fingertip gripping it. Trust me, 99% of people who jitter click fingertip grip their mouse, and basically what fingertip gripping is that only your fingertips are making contact with your mouse. So you can see my palm is not touching my mouse at all. It is only just my fingertips. So the reason why this is really important is because when you're tensing up your forearm and you're making your whole arm vibrate, if your hand or your arm is in contact with anything, then that sort of cuts off the vibrations to your fingertips. So if I just rest my palm on my mouse and I just try jitter clicking, you can see that like I really can't do it as well. Like I can't do it nearly as consistently because of the contact that my palm is making with the back of my mouse. That's cutting off the vibrations that are going through my arm all the way to my fingertips. Now it's the same thing if your wrist is touching your mouse pad. So if my wrist is on my mouse pad and I tried jitter clicking, you can see it's the same story. I can't do it nearly as well. I cannot click consistently because it's cutting off the vibrations once again. So if you want to jitter click and aim in MC, then only your fingertips should be in contact with the mouse, and no part of your arm should be in contact with anything else. Anything that's not your forearm shouldn't be resting on your desk. Your wrist shouldn't be touching your mouse or the mouse pad. Keep your hand elevated a little bit so that those vibrations are able to go from your forearm all the way to your fingertips without any trouble. Now for me, when I started jitter clicking, personally, my index finger isn't really the strongest. I can jitter click with just my index finger on my left mouse button. I can't really aim as well with it, and I can't click as consistently or as fast. So what a lot of people do, including myself, is we have a support finger for our index finger. So for me, I take two fingers and I actually jitter click my left mouse button. So I pinch my middle and index finger together and sort of treat it as like one finger. Then I right click with my ring finger. Now this is really awkward for some people because they have to right click with their ring finger, but for me, I find that I can jitter click way easier if I grip my mouse like this. What other people do is they will pinch their thumb and their index finger together, sort of like this, and then they will jitter click that way. I personally don't do this because my thumb needs to be on the side of my mouse if I want to aim it. Now, it's all personal preference, but basically what I'm trying to say is that having a support finger for your index finger while you are jittering might make it easier. It depends on who you are. For me, it helps, and I know for a lot of other people, they use a support finger while they are jitter clicking as well. There's two other really important things I need to explain when it comes to jitter clicking. The first thing is that when you start jitter clicking in game, it's going to look like this. Your crosshairs just sort of vibrating everywhere, your aim isn't smooth, and that is why you have to turn down your sensitivity. Jittering and aiming is just so much easier on a low sensitivity. Like if you are using a high sensitivity, your aim's just going to be all over the place. You want it low enough to the point where you don't really shake as much. So you can see like now I'm clicking and I'm barely shaking now, and it's going to take some practice to get to that point, but you want to minimize as much as that screen shake as possible, and you need to turn down your sense to do so. And the second thing is that when you are jitter clicking, you are not wrist aiming. So there's two different types of aim, if you didn't know. There's wrist aiming, where you move your wrist, and then there's arm aim, where you move your arm to aim. When you jitter, you do not wrist aim. Do not wrist aim while you are jitter clicking. It is not going to work. You are arm aiming. So get used to locking your wrist into one position and then just moving your entire arm to aim. And if you've never arm aimed before, then it's gonna be a learning curve. You're gonna be trash at it for a bit, but you have to practice. Like, you have to put in time into practicing jitter clicking if you wanna be good with it. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this explanation. The rest of this video is gonna be some ranked Skywars mouse and keyboard sounds if you actually want to see some examples of me jitter clicking. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Living like this, testing all my patience.